The city of Doha, founded in 1820. It became the capital in 1971 upon Qatari independence. 200 years ago, fewer than 1,000 people lived here. Now it is the commercial capital of Qatar and the global capital of table tennis, for it is day 2 of the World Championships. Doha comes from Dohat, Arabic for roundness, due to the beautiful curved bays surrounding the coast. Now our focus is on the roundness of the white table tennis balls and the start of play in this fantastic session that is coming up on day 2. What a session we bring you on day 2 of the World Table Tennis Championships Finals of 2025, and a fascinating beginning as we see in action Wang CHUQIN and YINGSHA of the People's Republic of China, the reigning champions of the world. There's going to be home interest, as well as we see Ayat Mohammed Majdi later on in our session. And as we go right the way through the session, we bring you the Lebruns, we also bring you Wang Yude, and we bring you Truls Modegaard. So consider yourselves instructed to cancel your plans for the rest of the day. This is going to be fabulous entertainment, and we're thrilled to have your company for all of the action from the ITTF World Table Tennis Championships Finals. To begin the round of 64 and a mixed doubles contest, and what a way to start. Look whose company we're keeping on table number 1. From the United States of America, LIANG and Amy Wang, and they will be taking on YINGSHA and Wang CHUQIN. How exciting to see the reigning 2-time champions of the world in this best of 5 games format. All of the doubles contests, best of 5 at these World Table Tennis Championships. It is the first time that they have faced each other, and it is no surprise that Wang CHUQIN and YINGSHA are to be considered the overwhelming favourites for this, though they haven't actually teamed together since last year. Could that be cause for hope for Amy Wang and LIANG? We shall find out in due course as the contest gets underway. Congratulations to all of the officials who have been selected to superintend these championships. Aya Ahmed is your umpire. Prestigious occasion for them as well.
Players.
We are in the Lusail Sports Arena. Match is also taking place at the Qatar University Sports Complex.
Players, come.
And at the insistence of the umpire, the players will make their way to the table, and we'll have the toss of the coin. And we shall see just what we've all been missing with Wang CHUQIN and YINGSHA having not teamed together for a little while. I don't think it'll take too long for them to find their rhythm once more.
We have red and blue. Blue for you, red for you. Red. Receive. Who will serve first? You? Your name? Liang. Who will receive? Wang. Okay.
The Chinese partnership winning the toss of the coin. It is my great pleasure to have alongside me Fraser Riley for this contest. Fraser, the time has come. We finally see them in action after quite a wait. There they are, Sun and Wang back together again.
Great to be with you, Ollie. Fantastic honour to be here at the World Championships, and here they are, the back-to-back reigning world champions in mixed doubles, and of course the Olympic champions from Paris, the iconic Wang CHUQIN and YINGSHA.
And this, the moment when it happened in 2023, the mixed doubles final, a repeat of the 2021 final. Victory over Tomokazu Harimoto and Hina Hayata.
Iconic. What a pairing they are. Now, of course, number 2 in the world, because of just the surge of Lin Shadong and Kwai Man, top seeds, Wang and Sun's main competition here in the mixed doubles campaign.
If they win it, they get 2,000 points for being the doubles champions at the World Table Tennis Championships Finals Doha 2025. But more significantly, they get to be called the 3-time consecutive champions of the world. I mean, that is a fearsome prospect. But as you said, there are many others waiting, including their own teammates, to take their place. Unsurprisingly, you have gone fairly unanimously for the Chinese partnership to win this contest, and let's see what we'll get from Jishan Liang and Amy Wang. They won the bronze medal in the mixed doubles competition at the Pan American Championships in San Salvador last year. That was their first time teaming together. Very successful outing for them.
Liang to serve, Wang CHUQIN to receive. Love all.
The contest begins. YINGSHA, Wang CHUQIN, the reigning 2-time champions of the world, taking on Amy Wang and Jishan Liang of the United States of America. Jishan Liang is 33, was born in Tianjin, has lived in the United States of America for some time. He calls Cary, North Carolina, home. He is an absolute celebrity there, a very well-regarded coach, also a qualified umpire, has coached junior national champions. Lovely reading an interview with a gentleman called Jared Miklovic from a couple of years ago, who just talks about how lovely Jishan Liang is as a coach, how incredibly relaxed he is, but also knows exactly the right thing to say at the right time. And probably is a very important individual for Amy Wang, who's only 22, a younger player and very much an up-and-coming prospect.
Someone who has been ranked as well, top 30 in the world back in 2023. You know, Amy Wang, so relaxed at the table, very, very smooth operator. It's a nice point you bring up there about the coaching side of Jishan Liang. Another player that many may be aware of, Ma Jinbao of the United States, playing at such a high level. Selective on the events that he enters as well.
They seem to be a very nice partnership, don't they, Liang and Wang, working very well together. Probably a good personality mixture. You're talking about the relaxed and calm nature of Amy Wang.
Yeah, I think they pair beautifully together.
4-all.
But are the scissors going to be sharp enough against Wang CHUQIN and YINGSHA? They've got their work seriously cut out.
4-5.
She is extremely sharp academically, Amy Wang, an undergraduate at the prestigious University of California in Los Angeles, majoring in neuroscience with a minor in accounting. And so far, the numbers are looking pretty good for the American partnership. 4 out of the first 10 points. That'll do nicely.
Ooh, nearly. Good counterplay there. Xiao Zhan, the man there in the corner for Wang CHUQIN and YINGSHA. The Americans have Mark Kaczynski in their corner.
What do you make of the start of this one?
4-8.
I think that the Americans would have bitten your hand off to get the start that they had, but the last couple of points have just gone the way of the Chinese.
5-8.
That's some lovely play from them.
Dynamic movement. Look at this. Zippy forehand there from Jishan Liang. They have the lefty-righty advantage as well. So that's something for Wang and Sun to consider. May not be as easy for the second seeds to maneuver them out wide.
Oh, that is fabulous. Talk about finding the gap.
How cavalier was that from Amy Wang?
We've got ourselves a match here.
9.
I'm impressed here. Really, really impressed, Ollie. Can hear the fans already getting their jayos going.
Let
Wang and Sun, the most followed pair on the planet.
7-9.
Expansive fan bases.
Beautifully
8,
done.
9.
And they're playing, it seems, without fear here, Fraser. There's an aggression to the American pair.
You know what you're getting with Amy Wang? She stays close to the table. She times the ball
Play.
early, switches the
8,
direction of
9.
play. It's Liang coming in with these slinging forehands from a little bit further away.
10,
Great
8.
flick, though, there from Wang CHUQIN.
They have got 2 game points, and one imagines they will be mighty relieved if they
10,
can get this
8.
first game secured. Number 2 seeds and the reigning 2-time world champions. Well,
8,
they
game
have
to
got the
Wang
game,
CHUQIN
just
and
about.
Sun Ying-sha.
That might be one of the most crafty shots that we see all day, and it's come in the first game. Beautiful misdirection from Sun Ying-sha. She lured them into a false sense of security with the foremotion, sent it the other way. That was a finish of some swagger.
11-8. That is a very strong start from the American partnership, taking on one of the top-ranked partnerships in the world. They are down in 8th place at the moment in the mixed doubles world rankings, but as mentioned earlier, they haven't played together since last year, so it may be giving a slightly false sense of what they are actually capable of. It is their teammates who sit at the top of the mixed doubles world rankings for very obvious reasons. We've got such an exciting mixed doubles competition coming up at these World Table Tennis Championships of 2025.
Second game,
Into game number 2.
who will serve? Sun. Sun Ying-sha serve. Wang to receive. Love all.
If you are just joining the contest, this is a very interesting start. Now
One,
what
love.
will be fascinating, Fraser, is to see whether we get that traditional pull away from the Chinese players in game number 2, having been maybe shocked a little in the opener.
Love.
I feel like they'll tighten the screw here. I really wouldn't be surprised to see them come on leaps and bounds, establish a really convincing lead now.
Love.
Beautiful
3.
feeling there from Wang CHUQIN. Wrapped right around the side of the ball with that backhand flick. So difficult to do because of how fine you need to contact the ball.
4. Love.
Just catches the edge, quick apology, but they're totally in control now.
Five. Love.
Do you think maybe there was an element, Fraser, in that first game, as we see that 12 of the last 16 points have gone to Sun and Wang?
Love.
Maybe an
6.
element of them just taking time to get to know their opponents and get to understand the dynamic?
I think so, because like you mentioned at the start, this is a first-time encounter between these two
Love.
particular
6.
pairings. It's definitely a factor to consider. I think it's played into it.
And suddenly now
Love.
the
7.
movement pressure that's being put on the Americans.
Amy Wang knew that the table was open, so she tried to race into the table, but she was in the way of Liang there. Bit of miscommunication,
8.
bit of
Love.
chemistry lack. Are we going to see a bagel here in game 2?
9. Love.
What a statement it would be.
Oh my goodness, this is
Love.
relentless.
We arrive at that highly unusual situation of a possible 0 game. Oh, well, there we go.
10.
Not quite.
Well, I couldn't tell if Wang CHUQIN did that intentionally or not. If not, he's a good actor.
Game 2, Wang Chuqin
They have
and
taken
Sun
it
Ying-sha.
11-1. And that is the most mighty transformation compared to the opening game. It is very much what was forecasted. After 11-8 in the first, 11-1 in the second, Gavin Maguire is right down there by the side of the table. Gavin, what are you thinking at the moment?
Yeah, it's a great start for the Chinese pair here. Very interesting in that second game. The tactic is very clear and one for our fans at home to watch out for. The ball is immediately going back as quick as possible to the direction it just came from. That's often the tactic in a left-hand, right-hand combination, trying to immediately play the ball back to where it's come from so that your partner is almost in the way. And you even saw that in the second game, a clear example when LIANG actually struck Amy Wang in the shoulder with a ball. So great tactics from the Chinese pair and one to watch out for in the third game as we go there.
Fascinating. Thank you so much, Gavin. Yes, the movement dynamics of doubles, it's one of the things that makes it so engrossing to watch.
Who will serve? Okay. Third game, Liang to serve, Wang Chuqin to receive.
Doesn't necessarily
Love all.
turn out to be the case in any racket sport that two wonderful singles players team together beautifully in doubles competition. We're into game number 3 now. It's best of 5, so just one more required for the Chinese pair.
1-all.
What a flick. It's just so difficult to anticipate where that's going to go. Comes in there with that flick with the elbow higher, using that as the anchor to leverage the shot.
2-1.
I wouldn't say that Amy Wang is the kind of player that you see drop back much. She doesn't really pivot that often, unless it's quite a slow and lukewarm push. The Chinese are playing into that as well tactically.
Let 1-3.
By going aggressive with their digs, quick with their flicks. And look at the touch play. How quickly they realise it won't be attackable. They lunge in, they get back out to the neutral position in case it does come along. They're lunging in. Wang lunging in with his left leg for his touch. Sun Ying-sha is a right-hander lunging in with her right leg to keep that balance, to stay low. You want your head to be as level to the net height as possible to maximise awareness and control.
And even when the placement isn't that bad from the Americans, the coverage of the table is fantastic.
So many players have modelled their own game from Team China stars, but if you can't beat them, join them philosophy doesn't seem to work.
6-1.
It takes something a bit more different to really, really challenge them.
1-7.
Well, this is a remarkable statement from the Chinese partnership. After that tight 11-8 opening game, they've only conceded 2 points.
2-7.
There we go. Look at that. 25 of the last 32 points. But almost all of those points for the Americans coming in the opening game.
8-2.
Merciless. It's all but done now.
They did so much right, the American partnership, in that opening game. And maybe they actually brought the best out of Sun and Wang as the contest has gone on. And as things stand, it's setting up a meeting with Ugo Calderano and Bruno Takahashi in the second round. They beat Fabio Rakoto Arimanana and Hanitra Raharimanana in their first contest.
It'll be interesting to see them face the Brazilians. It's the first time we're getting to see Wang and Sun since the World Cup. Obviously, Sun Ying-sha won the women's singles. Wang Chuqin was defeated by Calderano in the semi. So that doubles clash would feel a bit personal for Wang, especially.
9-5.
And the likelihood is that you're going to get to see it, because just 2 further points are required now for Sun and Wang.
9-6.
Went for his trademark finish there, Wang Chuqin. That stroke is something else, that forehand. So straight with the arm, more typical of Team China stars.
7-9.
Better game, much better game from the Americans. They've got that movement pressure back on Sun and Wang again.
How quickly things change in table tennis. Well, all these pros are able to adapt.
7-10.
Well, despite a great effort from Amy Wang and Jishan Liang, it is now match point. Oh,
10-8.
what a dynamic way to save it.
She's done very, very well to manufacture that angle against such a side spinny flick. It required a lot of racket speed.
10-8.
Calibrated it perfectly there, Amy Wang. That was clutch.
And again,
10,
another
9.
bold saving of the match point. One remains.
Well, this would be a real twist. Did not see this coming whatsoever.
11-9.
How unfortunate, and what a fine effort from Amy Wang and Jishan Liang. Ultimately, they lose in straight games, but they did ask some questions. They really asked some questions of a partnership getting back to playing together again, the first time that they've had an outing this year. 11-8, 11-1, 11-9, Sun Yingsha and Wang CHUQIN beating Amy Wang and Jishan Liang. And through they go to the second round to meet Ugo Calderano and Bruna Takahashi.
Well, against the most decorated playing pairing in mixed doubles, that was a great effort indeed from the Americans. Getting an 11-8, getting an 11-9. That's something that you won't see some of the partnerships do in the later rounds. I mean, we saw that final flashback earlier between those and the Japanese, and it wasn't even that close in many of the games.
A quarter of an hour's play and a straight games win, but with some questions asked by the Americans, who ultimately depart the mixed doubles competition in round number 1. Sun Yingsha and Wang CHUQIN making their way into the second round. And this is what we're going to bring you. A chance to see in action Wang Manu in the women's singles competition against Zuzanna Wielgos of Poland. So that match on its way in just a moment.